off all these siege tanks now. Those drones really desperately trying to run for their lives. There's Wednesday Night
vVv gaming.
Way game 2 in this best of 7 King of the Hill style clan war between vVv Gaming and Team NrG. Titan now trying to make up the lost ground that Murder I guess lost in this previous matchup here on Shattered Temple.
Yeah, I'm a teammate of Murder's, of course, and we both talk pretty often about matchups. And I do know that TVT is a matchup he's not really comfortable in right now. He said he doesn't really know how to play it, and with this metagame shift, it really doesn't help a lot. I know Murder used to play and still does play pretty bio heavy. He did play very bio-heavy TVT, so this metagame into pure mech could be quite challenging. But anyway, that's the match before right now. We have up here in the 12 o'clock, we have the red Zerg, this vVv Titan, against Team NrG's PinkPanda, spawning here, as you said, in the dirty pink. Needs to, clean that command center off a little bit.
Yeah, so it is going to be Dirty Pink versus Red. You can see an Overlord quickly making its way over here, and Titan will quickly know where exactly PinkPanda is. Meanwhile, we'll see whether PinkPanda tries to do a close-by air scout or first, or if he tries to do the ally scout again. In game 1, he scouted the ally position back when, I guess, a Lost Temple was a 2v2 map. And by scouting that direction, he was actually delayed in trying to find his opponent. You can see that the Overlord is still making its way down. I believe, yes, we are going to see...
People are telling me that the overlay is still up.
Oh, good gosh. Yeah, see, that's...
We're trying to see how good your guys' mental pictures are, We're trying to make you guys imagine the game.
Yeah, like, am I so good as a caster that I can talk about everything,
right.
And you're like, wow, I can totally see it in my mind. Yeah, a lot of things going on right now. As you can see, a drone now already making a way across the map, and it looks like the SCV are going to once again do an ally scout. So someone should really let PinkPanda know that there is no ally spawns on any of the MLG matchups, or at least let Team NrG know, because that is something that both players or both teams should be able to use to their advantage at the start of the game. You can now see that there is a refinery already coming into play, and a supply depot was laid down before the upgrade to the orbital command. So PinkPanda not going for a 15 orbital command, but instead going to delay that just a little bit as a Marine now starts to walk around. It looks like that drone now trying to slip away, just doing a little bit of annoyance damage by disrupting a little bit of mining. Meanwhile, Titan opening up with his extractor. It looks like he's just waiting for an additional 100 minerals, now finally getting that metabolic boost. A very, very common build opening that I've seen as Titan loses that scouting drone.
Yeah, Titan, Titan's the guy who comes over to your house and, eats all your food and, doesn't flush the toilet when he's done and all this. He's trying to be as annoying as possible. And so just to kind of keep PinkPanda off his game a little bit, he did get that early gas, as you said, and he is throwing down a factory. Titan actually did open pool first and pool and gas, and he is getting speed. He has no one on gas, so an expansion is coming down, and he's being very diligent with his first couple of Zerglings, going around the house, making sure that, or going around the map, making sure that, there's not a SCV or any proxy, nonsense going on. And we do have a reactor going down on the barracks, so it looks like this is going to be a reactor helling opening. And PinkPanda looks like he's going to, actually walling off with a command center. So definitely not afraid to show Titan that he is expanding, which Titan might see here if he doesn't lose the Zergling. He is going to come up, and his vision, he actually does see the factory, and he does see a reactor. He doesn't see the barracks, but so he should definitely be prepared and know what's coming.
Yeah, this build was the same exact build that I've been seeing from the Slayers as Terran players. Yeah, both I believe MMA and Boxer had used this opening. Boxer using this opening against Idra on the stage match on Friday of MLG Anaheim, and we'll see if we see the cover fire strategy. What PinkPanda most likely will do here is he may send off 2 Hellions. These Hellions are going to go across the map and then try to do a little bit of pressure. They're not trying to win the game per se, but they're just trying to put down some pressure, and then by putting down some pressure on the front door, and then perhaps doing a swap a little bit later to get that blue flame research. So we'll see what's going to be happening here as the Hellions are now making their way across the map. There are some Zerglings down. There is not enough creep down just quite yet, so Titan may have a little bit of an uphill battle trying to take down some of these drones as the drone, or some of these Hellions as the drones now are now getting a little bit torched. It looks like the Zerglings may be able to get a decent surround as they do have that metabolic boost. PinkPanda getting into a little bit of a sticky situation, and I do not believe any workers were killed. Maybe one at most.
No, Titan did a very good job defending that. He did have speed, and he only sent in 2 Hellions at a time, and these still are Red Flame Hellions. And yeah, Titan didn't lose a single worker, so nice job by Titan getting this. PinkPanda is getting up another or 2 more barracks, making that 3 total. So this only makes me assume that it is going to be a Marine tank, but he's getting a lot more Hellions than usual. You know, usually some players will get that first 2 Hellions and then swap off or get, you know, those first 4, but he's actually going into another set. This will make the, this one right here will make the 7th Hellion coming in. So he really wants to keep map control, which is very important at the beginning. And Titan is responding nice. He does have a Roach Warren up. He is getting his 2nd and 3rd gas. He is just drone pumping away right now, as and it looks like his scout is coming in, and it looks like he's going to see everything, as there is only 1 Marine here to take that out, and it is going to be a while. So Titan will see everything and knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah, so this Overlord going to spot the 3 barracks and this 1 factory. He knows that Marine tank will be coming in. Stim pack now being researched. Most likely the Overlord thinks either combat shield or stim pack being researched. As you can see, now Titan trying to take up a 3rd base. That 3rd base will be absolutely critical, as now Hellions trying to push their way through, but those Hellions are not going to be able to get that much damage. There is just simply too much creep, and those Roaches move faster on creep. Hellions take a little bit of time to stop before they shoot, and those Roaches would definitely get within combat range.
Yeah, Titan doing a good job. He's got creep spread going. He's starting to get, he has an extra queen here just laying tumors, and you know, he only built just enough Roaches to defend against the Hellions. So very nice. He didn't overreact with the Roach production. If we go back to the Terran base, he is just continuing to get Marines down. Stim is halfway done. Combat shield has started. Siege tech, excuse me, has still not started yet, but +1 for the Terran weapons is halfway finished. So I'm sure, there we go, Siege Tech is started. I would not be surprised, actually what we're going to look for here for the Terran is going to see if he's just going to keep going some tank production, or if he's going to cut a production cycle and get a starport to start getting medevacs out. He is getting his 3rd gas, as he will start be needing gas to keep up constant tank production, as well as he has upgrades. Titan being kind of bold, taking the gold expansion, but he knows that Terran is kind of just building up an army right now, and again, his creep spread is great. It's almost halfway to the, you know, to the middle of the map, or excuse me, halfway to the Terran's base, meaning up in the middle of the map. So as long as he keeps that up, he will have vision of a push coming long before it needs, it actually gets to anything worth protecting.
Yeah, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see. We can see that siege tanks siege tech is about to be completed. There is that starport that you mentioned. I wonder if we're perhaps going to get a reactor swap, so to double train 2 of those medevacs, as we can now see a very large army, 3 siege tanks, Marines, and Marauders quickly engaging and taking down one of those queens. But now, PinkPanda doing what most Terrans fear to do, trying to fight on creep. Are we going to have the Glio reconstitution? The Roaches do not have that movement speed upgrade just quite yet, but we are going to have a possible flank here in just a moment. As you can now see, the Roaches are now pushing in. The Roaches from the backside, also shutting down one of those siege tanks, but not enough, as the Roaches are trying to play a very, very dangerous game here, as I believe I may have temporarily lost my... Yeah,
there we go.
There we go.
Sorry about that. But Titan doing what he needs to do. He's very worried about the tank count, and that's what he goes for these pushes. He goes for the tank count. He tries to make sure that he can get those numbers down as much as possible, because you know that's the beef of the army. That's what keeps the Zerg at bay. So he's going to keep these Roaches down. He does have I swore I saw some infestors somewhere. I can't seem to find them right now, but I know, oh, there they are. He does have 3 infestors, and fungal growth is almost ready, so he is going to move in. And so here we go again. He is taking down the tanks, and this is nice. He's actually throwing down infested Terrans. The tanks are gone, and he will be able to clean this up, and I'm certain he will double expand, which you see the ghost blueprints for. He is going to take the top left expansion in the middle gold again, so he is double expanding. Meanwhile, the Terran did finish his 3rd orbital, so It's going to be interesting to see if he's going to take his own backside expansion or if he will go for the gold as well. It looks like the gold as he is pushing forward with tanks and bunkers.
Yeah, we can see also the backdoor rocks from the roaches may get taken down. And this is going to be a little bit of an issue as we now see an overseer also doing a little bit of a flyby, trying to get as much information as possible in here. He sees the third orbital command now being completed. The command center, was finished moments ago, as now you're going to see this overseer just still flying around. No movement speed upgrade, so this may be a very, very expensive scout. Will the overseer be able to escape in time? I do not believe so, as it once again turns back in around, dropping a changeling. And now that Marine, oh, will it be able to escape down to 3 hit points? And yes, barely, barely, barely. I'm sure natural regeneration definitely kept that Overseer alive.
Absolutely, and that was a beautiful scout. Titan saw everything. I mean, he went out to the third. He saw the third command center. He even still has this changeling in the army, so he's going to be able to see when he moves out. He saw the armory going. He saw all the buildings. So Titan and very much aware of everything, and it looks like he was starting to break down the rocks to the backside of the island, or what used to be the island on Lost Temple. But it looks like we do have a drop coming, and this is going to miss the Overseer. So we'll see, and it looks like it's headed right towards the top left expansion. And so we'll see how quick Titan is to react here. He does not have overlord speed yet, so he can't really spread out overlords as quickly as he would like to start getting that vision and that creep spread going. It looks like the gold is taken, and quite bold making that an orbital command. He did not make that a planetary, so he is going to have to put some extra defenses there, as he will not be able to hold this and hold that thought. Here comes the drop right in, and oh man, it looks like all the drones are going to go down, and these spine crawlers are not going to finish in time. And Titan very quickly pulling back some roaches and some, oh, but he looks like PinkPanda is going to load up. Doesn't actually take out the spine crawlers, just took out drones, but that's fine. He didn't lose anything, maybe just some medevac energy for the heals, but he did kill off some nice drones and keep Titan back at his base, which is what he wants. But Titan army is starting to look very threatening here. He has 8 infestors here. He does not have, Neuroparasite is actually almost finished, but Terran is also getting +2 on his infantry and starting +1 on his tanks.
Exactly. Right now, these roaches, these zerglings are all prime and getting ready to move out. You can see a lot of infestors in midfield. The Marines and the Marauders now trying to clean up all of these creep tumors, perhaps trying to slow down the rest of this army here. As the zerglings now trying to swarm in, it looks like the zerglings will be able to poke apart at some of those just a little bit. But the siege tanks are nowhere nearby, so this infestor push may become very, very damaging in just a moment, especially without siege tank cover fire. As you mentioned earlier, the orbital command here now calling in some additional mules, 75 drones versus 55 SCVs. This is going to be very, very interesting to see who will be able to play the macro game much, much longer. We are teching to tier 3 now that the infestation pit is up, and we also had a Spire, I believe, so we may be going into perhaps Broodlords or Ultralists, one of the two tier 3 units that really slows down a Terran push.
Yeah, the drop is back in the top left corner. It is taken out. Luckily for Titan, he was able to pull all of his drones, so nice reaction time by him. The only thing left is the medevac, but that's going to have a nice lonely trip home, unless he stays here to die, I guess. But Titan is should be looking to take a 5th base here. I would not be surprised if he did. He is floating a lot of money, but actually it looks like Terran is getting quite aggressive, moving out to the middle of the map. It looks like we have Marine, Marauder, and Tank, so actually a lot of Marauders in this army, something you usually don't see. And Titan actually going in flanking with a whole bunch of infestors and roaches, but I don't know how good of an engagement this is. PinkPanda has nice creep spread, and Titan can't really seem to get any fungicide. He's just throwing away energy in these infested Terrans. And that attack was held off really nicely, and I'm sure PinkPanda is going to be sure he's actually running, but oh, a whole bunch of wings coming to try to get the surround. The siege tanks aren't up yet. There they go, and I think Titan needs to back off here as reinforcements for PinkPanda are coming in.
Yeah, I think Titan just got overzealous with this attack there. His roaches were actually blocking the infestors. Infestors were not able to get off any in neuroparasites. I think the neuroparasite was what he needed to go for, not the fungal growth. Perhaps to shut down and destroy the other siege tanks as well. And now a quick hot pickup. And now Panda in a very, very dominant situation, looking to perhaps just drop into the natural expansion over here on the top left-hand side. And I believe that may be all she wrote, as there is now 5 medevacs. Roach is now trying to push in. The infestor does not have enough energy for a fungal growth. The Roach is still pushing through. They do have 2-0 armor. 1 fungal growth finally hitting, but I believe a lot of the damage has already been done with that gold hatchery being destroyed.
Yeah, absolutely. He was able to take out the gold, and it still had a good amount of resources on it. So Titan will probably definitely be taking that. But Mutas are out on the field now, and we do have Ghost out on the field too. So this is going to be about snipes and EMPs on the infestors. But the thing is, PinkPanda did lose a lot with that drop. He lost a lot of his bio, so these tanks, they do have bio backup, but it's definitely not as beefy as it was before he lost. And Titan, or PinkPanda, did not take out any drones or the expansion up there. He was able to take out some roaches and an infestor or two, but I really don't think that drop was really worth it. I think he should have pushed with his tanks. And Titan losing a lot of lanes to a bad rally point, and Muta's coming in, and beautiful. He's forcing stims, but PinkPanda is perfectly fine, but actually, hold on. Titan is moving in, and he's focusing down. All the tanks are gone, and Titan just GG's out of the game. And it looks like PinkPanda is now up 2-0 on vVv.
Yeah, so both Titan and Murder, two of the stronger members of vV Gaming, quickly losing to PinkPanda. I think PinkPanda has just been the wild card here as we now go into a very, very critical Game 3, and we can. And I'm just curious as to who will be representing vV Gaming, as things may go very, very south very quickly if vV Gaming loses another match.